In this video, we're going to integrate Angular with Bootstrap. So let's make our page beautiful. So currently we have an HTML table for our sales team, but the table is here, it works, but it's kind of ugly. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to make it pretty. I'd like to make it beautiful. I'd like to apply Bootstrap styles to this given table to make it look really nice. And so that's what we're going to do in this video. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and look at our development process. So the first thing we're going to do is get the links for the remote Bootstrap files. And then we'll add the links to our index.html page. Next, we'll apply the Bootstrap CSS styles in our component HTML template. And then we'll apply the Bootstrap CSS styles in our component HTML table. And then finally, we'll update our TypeScript component file to reference the Bootstrap HTML template. Alrighty, step one of getting the links for the remote Bootstrap files. So all we have to do is visit the Bootstrap website at www.getbootstrap.com. The website has instructions on how to get started and also how to access the actual links. They have a nice little template here where you can copy and paste those links. So in step two, we'll add the links in our index.html file. So in the head section here, we'll just drop in the link tag and then we'll give an href to wherever those Bootstrap files are located. And then notice here for the version number, I simply put in a placeholder for that version number. Your version will most likely be different just because new versions of Bootstrap are released on a regular basis. Okay, now in step three, we're going to apply the CSS in the component HTML template. So in our file app_component.html, we'll simply set up a div and set class equals container. That's a Bootstrap CSS style. And also for our H1, we'll use class MT3, MB3, basically margin top, margin bottom for our header for sales team. And then the gray section here at the bottom right, that's going to be a little placeholder here for our app salesperson list. And we'll cover that in the next step. Alrighty, in step four, applying the CSS in our component HTML table. So here for the file, we're going to have a new file. So we simply copied over our original file and we renamed it with a -bootstrap. So we could have used any name for the file. I simply used the same name and just gave the -bootstrap reference to it. So for our table tag, we apply the Bootstrap CSS styles, class equals table, table hover. And for the T-head section, we set class equals T-head dark. And then this will give us a nice, beautiful Bootstrap table as we see here on the slide. Okay, then moving to step five, we need to update our TypeScript component file. So here's our Bootstrap component HTML that we created in step four. So I'll kind of slide this over to the right. And then over on the left-hand side, here's our component.ts, our TypeScript file. So we have this template URL. We're simply going to reference the name of that file that we just created. So our -bootstrap.component.html. So this component will use that given template file, and this will give us our desired HTML output for our table using those Bootstrap CSS styles. All right, this looks great. So let's go ahead and move into our IDE and let's write the code.